Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Today, let me show you some tips for using Notification Center widgets. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. So Notification Center widgets allow you to put these useful information widgets at your fingertips by simply bringing up Notification Center. The simplest way to show it is to click on the time at the upper right hand corner of your Mac's screen, although at the end of this video I'm going to show you some tips on other ways to bring it up. Click there and then you can see the widgets right here. At the top would normally be notifications and underneath that are all of these widgets. Now a lot of people may ignore these widgets, not take the time to learn how to use them or customize them, but if you spend a little time editing these you can make them really useful. So my first tip is that the best widget is probably the weather widget. You can see it right here. I'm going to edit widgets by clicking the button here at the bottom and drag the weather widget all the way up to the top. One of the reasons why I think the weather widget is the best one is because it's useful and there's no weather app on your Mac. This is how you view weather. So while on your iPhone and iPad you've got a dedicated app for this, the Notification Center is where you'll see this. Not only can you see an hourly forecast and a daily forecast here and current conditions, but just clicking on it will bring up weather for your area. Like with most widgets, you can control click on this and you can edit it so you can change its size, make it small like that. I find it much better at large. You could also edit right here and change the location if you want. So I have it set to always be my hometown, but if I click here I can also change it to my location so it'll change if you're traveling with your Mac. Now another default widget here is the calendar widget, which shows you events and things you've got going for today. This may be useful for a lot of people, but it's not where I go to see what I've got going on today. However, there's another calendar widget that you should not sleep on. Go to Edit Widgets and then look for Calendar just to see the calendar widgets. You'll see the list here, but there's another one called Month. Add that. And that's a little monthly calendar. And I know a lot of people like to have one of these available. So I would move this and maybe have it in place of this one if you don't need it. Now you also notice the clocks calendar here. And this one is a double wide one, a medium sized one, and it has 4 different times on it. I can control click on it, edit the clock, and change which 4 cities are shown here. But you can also go to clock here. Instead of using this, you could use a single clock like that. But here's the tip. You can have multiple ones of these. So I could put 2 of these side by side. Now I could select this one and set it to my hometown. And then I could select this one and set it to some other city. So these could be 2 cities that are important to me and I could see them side by side. I could do the same thing using either this or the larger one. But a lot of people don't realize that if you just want 2 or 3 or you want them arranged vertically, you could just have multiple widgets that are the same widget but with different settings. And here's another cool thing that you can do. In addition to cities, there is one other location you can choose, and that's UTC. And UTC time is very useful right now because a lot of people do online meetings and sometimes those online meetings have start times that are set as UTC time rather than a specific time zone since there are people from all over the world attending. And notice too that the clock background will change from light to dark to indicate that that time is at night right now. Next let's look at stocks, and stocks are like the clock. You can have a single item here and you can have multiple ones of these. So you don't just have to go with the watch list of a medium sized or large one if you want to do multiple things. You could have different ones set up for different stocks. So I can leave this one as Dow Jones. I can click this one and change the symbol to something else like Apple for instance. Also you can track more than just regular stocks. Just about anything that you could find in Yahoo Finance you can track in those widgets. For instance, what if I wanted the price of a precious metal like gold? I could look that up here in Yahoo Finance, check to make sure it's actually what I want, and then take that symbol here and then use that symbol inside of this to get that value. How about Bitcoin, for instance? You can see the symbol here is this, and I can control click here to edit this widget, change the symbol to that, and now I get that value in here. Basically, if it's a symbol you can look up in Yahoo Finance, then you can have a widget that displays that value as well. Another interesting widget is under News. Instead of Today to get some general information, you can choose a topic and you can have this set to any size that you want. So let's add this large topic widget here, and you can see it set to science. I can change the topic to something else if I want, and I can search, and there's a wide variety. Like this, like this. You can search for something local and even find specific sources. So there's a lot you can choose, and then you can get news that pertains just to that one topic here as a widget. Now what if you want to have specific text show up in a widget? Maybe it's an inspirational quote. Maybe it's some information you need to refer to all the time. You can set a widget to be any text you want by using Notes. So go to Notes and create a new note. And then type whatever it is that you want to appear. And then once you have that set up, add the widget as a note, but instead of a folder, a specific note. Select that. If it's not pointing to the right note right away, you can edit it by clicking here, selecting the note that you want. The great thing is you don't have to go into Widgets to edit this at all. You can just go and change the note. And actually you can get right to the note by just clicking here. It will open it up. Now what would be great is if you could do the same thing for photos. You can go to Photos here and have a widget that's a specific photo. But unfortunately you can't. None of these widgets have any settings. It'll just show special moments and memories. So if you want to show a specific photo there, for now at least, you have to get a third-party app. There are tons of widgets in the App Store that you can get. Most of them cost a little something, usually as an in-app purchase. Here's one that I'll install that allows you to put a photo and even a little bit of text for free. So usually the way these work is you have to run the app first and then you create a widget. So I'll just create a simple photo widget here. I'll edit it. I'll get rid of the default image here and instead add one of my own from the Photos app. You can crop it and rotate it. And then you can see how it looks. I'll name it. And you can see there are other types of widgets you can create that have clocks or text on them. And now I can go into Widgets here. I can go down to Edit Widgets. I can go to that app and I can see the widget there. I can add it in. If I click, I can then select the widget, choose, and I'll choose this one. And then you can see my photo appears. And now I've got this nice photo that I can move up here, maybe to the top, so I can enjoy what it looks like. Let's go and change it to a medium-sized one so it stretches across. So one of the things I want to show here is that instead of using widgets for a variety of different things like this, you really could just populate it with more of the same thing. For instance, you could put all your favorite photos here so you could glance at them during the day. You could have a variety of weather for different locations or clocks or different notes showing bits of text that you need to review all day long. You don't have to have a variety. You could just use widgets for just one thing and have the same widget over and over again with different properties to help you out with whatever information or task is involved. So finally I'm going to show you other ways to bring up Notification Center widgets instead of just clicking here. You can of course use a keyboard shortcut. Go into System Preferences, Keyboard, and then Shortcuts. Select Mission Control and then there is a Show Notification Center shortcut. You have to check it to turn it on and then you could set it to whatever you want. You also could go into Trackpad under More Gestures and there's one for Notification Center and you could use the default swipe left from the right edge with 2 fingers. So it's not actually swiping from the right side of the screen. It's the right side of the trackpad. It doesn't matter where your pointer is located. The pointer is not going to move when you do this. It's just going to bring up Notification Center. And then you could do kind of the opposite thing. Drag off to the right side in order for it to go away. And another way to bring it up is in Mission Control, go to Hot Corners and you can set a hot corner for Notification Center. So for instance you can set it to the top right. So instead of having to click on the time, if I just move my pointer to the top right, it appears. So I hope these tips make Notification Center widgets more useful to you. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.